MLB news happened yet again today. Starting off, we have how the Giants are the best case scenario for Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman's offseason has been relatively quiet so far, but since players like Josh Hader are slowly getting signed, it should start to speed up. The Giants are under budget so far for their 2024 season compared to their 2023 salary, so it makes signing a big player for 2024 a viable option. The Giants may still have their third baseman JD Davis, but they still can make some room. Davis batted .248 with 18 home runs, but he's not a four-time Gold Glover like Chapman is, so the Giants can move JD Davis around and get both Davis and Chapman in the lineup, as they both hit relatively similar, but Chapman is better defensively. But the reason I think the Giants are in the running is going back to that main salary point I mentioned earlier. The Giants salary is over $30 million less than what it was last year so far, so that logic doesn't necessarily apply to just Matt Chapman, but if they wanted to get the other players in general, they could afford them. But Matt Chapman would be a great fit for the Giants, as they can afford him, they can put him in the lineup, and it just would be overall great suit for them. Before we get into the news about if Rhys Chapman is going to the Mets, we have to talk about Rhys Hoskins and his future potential teams. Rhys Hoskins most likely will not return to the Phillies, as other teams are very interested in him. And one example is the Milwaukee Brewers, and teams are giving Hoskins an evaluation of a 4-year, $84 million contract. That is because in his last full season, he had a 30 home run year. And the Brewers would definitely benefit from Hoskins' 30 home runs, as they ranked only 25th in home runs. The Nationals have also been tied to Hoskins as well. Pretty much for the same reason, they want to add home runs to their lineup, but you can't really blame a team for wanting to do that. Now for if Rhys Chapman is going to go to the Mets. So Chapman is getting older, but he is still effective, getting a 3.09 ERA and a 15.9 strikeout per 9 inning over 58.1 innings in 2023. But the question isn't if he's still effective, it's if he's going to go to the Mets. Where there's rumors that Rhys Chapman is going to go to the Mets just because Edwin Diaz is returning from injury, it would be a good fit for the Mets, because that means there'd be another late in the game reliever for them. It wouldn't be a replacement for Diaz, but it would be a good setup man for him. The Mets do give out decent contracts, so I can see them being able to afford Chapman. Even though Chapman is past his prime, his salary would be kind of a chunk of change. Chapman's contract would be a little bit higher, but it would be worth it for the Mets, just with his fastball being around 100, having decent control, and he just would overall would be a good suit for the Mets. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all the MLB news. Thank you for watching. Until next time, see you later.